Welcome to Simple and Clean, a Kingdom Hearts podcast. I'm Mayanna Berrin.
And I'm Mischa Stanton.
And Mischa, today we're talking about Agrabah.
Awesome.
Of Aladdin fame.
Yeah.
We're talking about another little Kingdom Hearts world. Mischa, tell me a little bit about your experience with Aladdin.
I love Aladdin.
Hell yeah. Talk to me about it. Tell me about Aladdin.
It came out very close to when I was born.
It came out in 1992.
Yeah. So I feel like Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and Lion King, because it was right around when I was born, and my parents are big movie fans. So as soon as I was old enough to sit in a theater without crying through the entire thing, that's what they would take me to see.
Hell yeah.
And I ran through the VHS copy I had of Aladdin.
Hell
I watched that
yeah.
thing all the time. I remember the box got so crinkled
Because you kept opening it?
because I kept opening it and closing it that we just had to store the VHS bare on its own.
Oh man, it would always stress me out when a PS2 disc was boxless.
Yeah, it was just a naked videotape on my shelf.
Insane. They're well, they're gonna watch it again. Tell me your thoughts. What do you think of Aladdin as a movie?
Great. The music is phenomenal.
Yes,
the
it is.
story between Aladdin and Jasmine is classic, grass is greener and we meet in the middle. Cannot beat Robin Williams as Genie.
Cannot beat Robin Williams.
Jafar, one of the most not animated in the cartoon sense, but animated personality-wise villains.
Absolutely.
Just dripping with charisma, is completely in his own power for 90% of the movie, 95% of the movie.
He sets himself up quite well in the hierarchy of that kingdom.
Oh my God. Iago, so funny.
Gilbert Gottfried, R.I.P.
Cast really popped off with that one.
Yeah.
The colors are vibrant in a movie that very easily could have just been sand forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, really phenomenal movie. One I come back to even as I've left other Disney movies behind.
Hell yeah.
I rewatch Aladdin on the regular.
Now, have you seen the other movies?
Return of Jafar I've
Yes.
seen. Aladdin and the 40 Thieves I've seen.
King of Thieves.
Excuse me. Aladdin and the King of Thieves I've seen. I watched some of the cartoon on Disney Channel.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen the Guy Ritchie live action version.
I have not. What do you think of it?
Bad.
Oof. That's tough.
Will Smith should hang him up.
Yeah.
He should just hang him up.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you seen or listened at all to the Broadway recording?
No, I have not. That's one big sort of hole in my Aladdin viewership is I have not seen the Broadway one, which I was trained in Broadway design. You'd assume I would have seen it.
The one thing about the Broadway show, there's another podcast that I adore that I think no longer makes episodes called Musical Splainin' with Lindsay Ellis and Kaveh Taherian. And Lindsay loves musicals and Kaveh hates musicals. And every week they talk about a different musical. And so one week in particular they talked about Aladdin, and Kaveh is Middle Eastern. And so he brought a lot of really interesting perspective to that. Yeah. I met Kaveh at WonderCon 2 years ago, and he was very nice.
Oh, cool.
But the interesting thing about the Aladdin musical is, from what I understand from their breakdown of it, he has friends. He's got human friends. And also the Abu character, I think, is replaced with a human man who's one of his friends. I think because they just didn't want to do a puppet.
Sure.
But the thing that I love about the Aladdin musical is there's one song that was cut from the movie that they brought back for the musical called Proud of Your Boy. Have you ever heard Proud of Your Boy?
No. Where does it go?
It's Aladdin's I Want song.
Oh.
So in the movie, and Howard Ashman, who did the score, he also did the score for The Little Mermaid. He co-wrote or wrote Little Shop of Horrors. He wrote all the music for Beauty and the Beast as well. Died of AIDS before Beauty and the Beast was finished. Howard Ashman was a huge component of what was the Disney Renaissance. Yeah. All of those movies you mentioned, Lion King, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, Howard Ashman's influence is all over those things. So he was a big part of the development on Aladdin. And one of the things, in addition to writing the music, was he was pretty involved in the development of the story as well. Disney as a company has changed how they develop their films. And I was listening to somebody talk about this, which is Disney has access to pretty much any recording artist and any musician that they would like to work on their projects. But typically what that means for a lot of the time is, a person will come and orchestrate and do the music kind of in a silo, drop it off, and then the animators will work on it because they're doing CG. So it's 8 months to a year later.
Right. Well, and this was one of the very first ones with CG too, right?
Aladdin, Lion King, and Beauty and the Beast all had like CG sequences that you would not know were CG. So the ballroom sequence in Beauty and the Beast has CG. The Stampede sequence in Lion King has CG. Aladdin, I believe they used CG compositing for the
Aladdin,
Agrabah.
I mean, Aladdin had Cave of Wonders.
Oh yeah,
CG.
you're right. Cave of
the
Wonders.
The carpet was almost all CG.
Yeah, you're so right. You are absolutely right.
There was a lot in Aladdin.
There was a lot in Aladdin. But like, so when they were still doing 2D animation and when they were working with different kinds of composers, they were more involved in the development process on the film for longer stints of time. It was like a creative kind of like brain trust you would have between like the directors, the leads of animation, all that kind of stuff.
And those movies were great. You might say collaboration between human artists makes better art.
Some people say that. Yeah.
I say that.
I say that too. So one of the things that Howard Ashman was really adamant about in early development on the movie was Aladdin had a mom.
Oh.
And so he was struggling with this wanting to make his mom proud because the dad, as we know, because he's Kasim, the king of thieves, is not around.
Right.
So it's just Aladdin and his mom. And she's like, I just want you to have a good handle on your life, son. And Aladdin has this song. I think it would have been theoretically like the second or third song in the show.
Sure, when the I Want song
the I Want song comes, and it's about how he wants to make his mom proud of him.
Oh, that's such a different driving force than
Jasmine, or just I want to have a better life.
I just want to be able to eat food, really.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, but also like he's such a scrappy guy. And it's funny because in the movie, he steals this bread and he splits it and then he gives it to the hungry kids. Like he, while struggling, seems like he's at least got he's like a professional thief, basically.
Yeah.
Like he can get what he needs and still have enough left over to care for other people who can't fend for themselves. So I love that song. I think it's a beautiful song. I understand why they cut that character from the movie, but I'm glad that that song gets its day in the sun in the Broadway show.
Yeah. When the song is good and you really regret having to cut it and then they put it back in for the future version, like same with He Lives in You, but from The Lion King.
Yes.
One of the best songs in that show.
So good. Yeah, Aladdin is one of the most successful films of that era.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Huge movie for the studio. Clements and Musker, one of their earlier directing credits of Hercules, Treasure Planet, Moana fame.
Yeah.
Great directing duo.
And you can tell because all their skies look like that.
Yeah. Uh-huh. They nail it. They just really have a good vision.
How do I get like the walls of my bedroom to look like a Clements and Musker sky? You know what I mean? Be great.
Yeah. It's like blushing.
Yeah.
It's a blushing sky.
It's so warm, even in like colder environments.
So true.
Like,
agree.
That happens in Aladdin when like he gets transported to the Arctic or whatever it is.
Yeah, that part's crazy.
But the color palette is still so warm.
100%. Yeah.
Like they can't help it.
There's like a softness to their tones.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really great. And so yeah, Aladdin was a huge pivot point for the studio. One of my favorite documentaries ever is called Waking Sleeping Beauty. And it's about this critical point in Disney history where they were almost going to shutter the animation studio because it was just a really tough time. And going from The Great Mouse Detective through The Lion King, they talk about just like all of these decisions that in isolation are like, okay, cool, these are just decisions we're making, but as a collective become this like rocket fuel ascent into the sky of just like becoming one of the most iconic studios in the world. And Aladdin is a part of that story. And so, yeah, the 90s, huge time. But what's also interesting about Aladdin is it was this big pivot in stunt casting for animated films.
Yeah. To the point, to like a dangerous level, like to like a bad level.
It changed everything.
Yeah.
It changed everything. Prior to Aladdin, you think about the voice casts of like The Little Mermaid, for example, and they became iconic because of that. Like Jodie Benson was a Broadway actress. She had worked with Howard Ashman on another musical. He brought her in to do Ariel. But like that, like voice acting just had a different vibe.
Yeah,
in the industry.
It was a separate class of actors.
100%. And so then you start bringing in these superstars, Robin Williams being one of the biggest stars of the day. Also, Robin Williams improvised a lot of his dialogue. So you're having animators animating to Robin Williams. Like, Robin Williams is the genie.
Yeah.
So much of that is built around his performance. But what that also meant was there were things that Robin Williams requested as a result of being in Aladdin, of like, do not heavily, I think it was even down to like the ratio on the poster. It was like, do not have Genie be a huge part of the poster. They did not listen to this.
Yeah, they decided that the clout that they would get by disobeying Robin Williams was worth the price of whatever number he put in the contract.
100%. And so what happened was Robin Williams refused to reprise his role. So in Return of Jafar, he is played by Dan Castellaneta.
Homer Simpson,
shout out. And he does a great job. And then I'm not sure what happened, but they buried the hatchet, and then Robin Williams reprised his role for King of Thieves.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, he came back for the last one.
I wasn't sure about King of Thieves, but I was like, was that Robin Williams? Or was the other? I couldn't remember.
Yeah, Dan Castellaneta did Genie for the animated series, for Return of Jafar, and I believe also for Kingdom Hearts.
The thing we're actually here to talk about. Crazy.
Yeah, I know. And we're back, baby. I feel like we're being presumptuous in assuming that everybody knows the plot of Aladdin, but I feel like that's okay.
Yeah.
Should we go back and just lightly explain the plot of Aladdin? All right.
May as well. We're here to explain things.
So Aladdin, I can't believe that, but like, you know, this is why we're here. Aladdin is a poor thief boy who lives in this kingdom called Agrabah. He's gotta steal to eat, gotta eat to live, you know, tell you all about it when you got the time. He's also like an early Disney heartthrob. He's very handsome. He's rather
beautiful.
tasty. And he's just kind of bopping along, not really sure what his purpose is, but he knows there's so much more to him that people don't see because they get distracted by, one, how hot he is, and two, that he's a thief. One day while he's bopping around doing his little scamp thief ways, he sees a young woman. We know her to be Jasmine. She is the princess of Agrabah. She is a rebel girl. She does not want to get arranged married.
She has never left the palace in her life.
She's not allowed to.
And just wants to leave.
She just wants to leave and explore the world. She also has a cool-ass tiger named Raja. The Sultan, who is the king, the leader of Agrabah, is a sweet man, but seems woefully out of touch given what's going on in town.
Yeah.
You know, like literally the policy is if you steal and somebody catches you, they cut your hands off.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's a sweet little bumbling guy who has the most horrifying royal vizier you have ever seen in your life.
No, and it's kind of unclear whether or not this man has hypnotized his way into the position initially, or if he got into that position because he was friends with the Sultan and then he started doing magic later.
I feel like he probably was an evil sorcerer the whole time. And what's interesting is, like, if you have that much power, why would you want to also be Sultan? Like,
right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I
That's
will
my
say
whole
this.
thing.
I'm also averse in general to the idea of like, and I will rule everything. It just doesn't seem like a goal, because it's like, and everyone will listen to whatever I say.
Well,
and it's just like,
and if you're like, why do you have to be the head of state? You can be the neck. You know, like when
Right.
Jafar's in the vizier position,
it less pressure.
he can make the Sultan do whatever he wants, and he's not to blame when stuff goes bad.
Exactly.
You know?
And also, like, between the two, if they had like social media presences, like everybody would fucking hate Jafar.
Yeah.
Like he's just one of those rancid vibes type guys.
I don't know. Jafar might have done numbers on like mid 2010s Twitter with clapbacks.
He could. He's sassy.
Yeah.
He's sassy. One in the pantheon of gay coded villains.
Truly.
Except he really wants to fuck Jasmine, which really muddies the waters for me. One, because she's 15. Two, because that man does not like women. I don't think that man likes anybody.
Well, no, and I think he only wants to really marry her, if I remember correctly, because then he will have a legitimate claim to the throne.
I don't know. He does really want her to be in love with him. Like, he has a whole point where he asks the genie sorry, I'm jumping ahead in the plot. Jasmine wants to, go see the world. She's been cooped up her whole life. And so she sneaks out in simple clothes to just see what simple life is like. She immediately grabs an apple, not knowing how money works. And a shopkeep threatens to cut her hand off because she stole. Yep. Aladdin gets her out of that situation, and they share a lovely day together where they are just talking and getting to know each other. And he doesn't know she's a princess. And she's like, this hot guy is so nice to me. And he takes her to his house where he lives in this kind of ramshackle place with like a giant hole in the wall.
Yeah, it looks like the ruins of a bombed out building.
Yeah, it's definitely like, it's not up to code, but it's got a beautiful view of the castle. And so then they do some cute roof hopping. She's really good on a pole vault stick situation. Just naturally, they have this moment.
How do you think she escapes the palace?
You know what? You're right. And they sit on this rooftop and talk about life and the things they want, and they almost kiss. And then the royal guards show up and are like, the princess! And Aladdin's like, oh my God, I'm in love with the princess. That's so bad for me. Meanwhile, Jafar has this evil plan where he's trying to get into this cave of wonders. He found this magical golden scarab that you've put in two pieces, and it flies out to this point in the desert, and it reveals this giant cave made of a tiger's head. Yeah. And it's like, the diamond in the rough must come inside, blah, blah, blah.
No.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Do it.
No, I can't do it.
The diamond in the rough. Something
disturbs my slumber.
There you go. Yeah. And it will reject anyone that is not the diamond in the rough. So like other people will try to go inside and it will collapse into sand.
Yeah. The diamond in the rough is one whose worth lies deep within.
Yes.
Sound like anybody we know? Sora.
Wow. Yeah, exactly. Which is why he's allowed to go inside. But so Aladdin, I believe, gets like imprisoned because he was seen with the princess.
Yep.
And Jasmine demands as a princess that he not be that way, and they don't listen to her. Or they do, and then they imprison him later. I can't remember. But he's imprisoned. He's in trouble. And then an old weird man comes and is like, I'll help you get out, sonny, which is so trustworthy. Aladdin is smart in this situation. It's Jafar in a magical disguise.
Not even magical. He's just hunched over.
He's just hunched over. Right. The Wicked Queen had to do a whole changing her DNA about it. Jafar just threw on new clothes.
Yeah.
But, so he lures him out into the desert and because Jafar has this magical fortune-telling ball that's like, show me the diamond in the rough, and it's Aladdin.
Yeah.
And he's like, great. And so then he brings Aladdin to the desert. He goes into the Cave of Wonders, and the rule is you can only touch the lamp.
And not any of the awesome, cool treasure that's in there.
Any of the other stuff. And Abu, his little monkey best friend, loves stealing. He loves stealing so much.
That guy loves treasure.
He loves treasure, and so he gets tempted. So Aladdin gets the lamp, but at the same time, Abu is seduced by this giant, beautiful ruby. And the cave collapses, and Jafar is like, give me the lamp and I'll rescue you. And Aladdin almost hands it to him. And then he's like, ha ha ha. And then the cave-in happens, and Aladdin's trapped beneath the underground with the lamp, and Abu is there, and all the treasure's gone, and Jafar's like, no, bleh. But he's dead, who cares? Oh well. And so then Aladdin rubs the lamp, and the genie comes out. Robin Williams.
And the genie is the most entertaining animated figure that's ever lived.
He also, has meta knowledge of the future, the past, celebrities who technically don't exist.
Yeah, this is the part where people on the internet like to be like, does Aladdin actually take place 10,000 years in the future?
Gotta love it. And Disney, let the people talk about things on the internet. You don't need to make whole movies responding to your haters on the internet. They're not your haters. They love you.
Yeah.
If they didn't love you, they wouldn't be talking about you all the time. Sorry, I just had to.
That's cool. Disney's definitely listening to this podcast.
No, they're definitely not listening to this podcast, which is why I get to say it. If they are, hi.
Donate $5 to our Patreon.
Love your work. So Aladdin rubs the lamp, and Genie explains the rules of wishes, and he wishes to. Oh, right. He tricks the genie into taking him out of the Cave of Wonders without making a wish.
It's a great moment. It just really just shows like the exact extent. Like, listen, this guy has phenomenal cosmic power, but Aladdin's just that clever.
He's just that clever. And so they go to this oasis, and Genie kind of gets a little bit more of Aladdin's deal, and he talks about how amazing Jasmine is and how smart she is and how beautiful she is and how he'll never, ever be able to get a girl like that to like him. Ironic, given somebody so smart that he tricked a genie into rescuing him for free, doesn't realize Jasmine absolutely already likes him.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Sometimes self-confidence is a prison.
Yeah. Well, if we started the story thinking we had nothing to change about ourselves, where would the rom-com lie?
So true, bestie. So Aladdin makes his first official wish, which is to be a prince, Prince Ali Ababwa, which we will not. If we were to do something differently, I would recommend something else.
Got it.
That's what I would recommend if we were to do that again in the future at some point.
As a white person, I defer to you.
I would say, hey,
I defer to most people.
I was like, you know what? Fun, maybe not. Yeah. Anyway, but great, big, bold entrance. He shows up with all of his prince finery and demands an audience with Princess Jasmine. Jafar is pissed.
Well, and so is Jasmine.
She is, because she does not recognize the man she almost kissed, who's got the same face.
Well, because now he's being kind of an asshole.
He's being kind of an asshole. Exactly. Well, he thinks that this is the way you do this, because they live in a patriarchal, toxic society. I wouldn't know what that's like. Anyway, so Jasmine's frustrated because Aladdin, who is Prince Ali now, is like, I'll win your daughter. And she does pop off one of those fire lines to ever do it. I am not a prize to be won. Aladdin, with magic carpet, another character he picks up in the Cave of Wonders, a magical flying carpet, rolls up to Jasmine's giant balcony. Yeah. A balcony so wide for truly no reason other than
because the tiger needs somewhere to smoke his cigarettes.
You know what? Sometimes Raja is just like, oh my God, she is so upset all the time. But she has a right to be. I'm here for her. But so she's on the balcony, and Aladdin rolls up, and he's apologetic as this, prince character. He's got this fancy hat on, so she doesn't see his hair, which is really. But the big thing is, so he's like, let me take you on this carpet ride. Let me show you that I'm not just full of shit. And he goes, do you trust me? And that was the thing that he said to her when they were doing roof hops. And she's like, yes. They fly around the world. Very romantic. Leia Salonga 8. Whole New World. At the end, they're like sitting, I think, in China watching fireworks. Mm-hmm. And she rips the hat off his head, and she's like, you are that thief boy. Why did you lie? And he double lies and says, I'm not really a thief boy. I'm a secret prince who dresses a commoner to get away from the trials of palace life.
Which is what she was doing.
So he stole that from her. Yeah. Gotta be one jump ahead of the bread line. Anyway, so he, doubles down on his lie, and she's like, why didn't you just tell me? And he's like, I'm sorry, but I'll never lie to you again. But he's lying right now about lying to her again. But they go back home, and the carpet gives him a little boost, and they kiss. And it's very romantic. So sweet. And things are going really well, and they are about to go so bad because Aladdin gets captured by the palace guards with Jafar, and they knock him unconscious, and they try to drown him at the bottom of the ocean. And Genie is with him in the hat, and Aladdin has lost consciousness because he's drowning. Yep. And Genie, even though he has not gotten verbal consent, a thing that seemed to be a really big rule, decides that this counts as his second wish and saves his life.
Well, it's okay because the first one didn't count, so it's kind of even.
Yeah, we're even. You're right. And so now Genie has one wish left before he has to go back to the lamp because he only grants 3 wishes.
And now Aladdin did wish to set the genie free with the last one.
Aladdin promised to use the 3rd wish to set the genie free. He promised, but he hasn't done it yet. Yeah. A very important thing for their relationship.
Yep.
Tensions are getting high. Jafar is doubling down on his evil hypnosis powers and has now, like, seeing the threat looming of competition, is now forcing his hand into making Jasmine marry him.
Yeah.
And then Aladdin, who has cheated death, rolls up and is like, your royal vizier tried to kill me. Because that's true. That's what happened. And so then Jafar gets ousted. Aladdin's feeling this pressure of, like, I gotta figure out how to make this lie the truth.
Yep.
And then Jafar commandeers the lamp, which jettisons us into Act 3, where Jafar now gets 3 wishes. He wishes to be, like, the most powerful sorcerer in the world, takes over Agrabah. Genie is, like, sad now and, like, has to do what Jafar says, but he's, like, not happy about it. And then...
Because they're not buddies the way that he and Aladdin were buddies.
No, they're not buddies. Jafar doesn't respect anybody.
No.
Yeah, and so then Jafar, like, reveals Aladdin's secret to all of the kingdom. Jasmine's shocked and confused. And then he uses his magic to, like, strap Aladdin to the top of one of the kingdom spires and shoots it like a rocket into the Arctic.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Just put him on the far side of the world. You know?
Yeah. And then the carpet is with him.
Yeah,
and
thank goodness.
I know, honestly. Well, because I think he wrapped up Aladdin in the carpet.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, Aladdin has a way to fly back home.
Can I tell you my favorite part of the sequence?
Please.
It's the part where he's, like, the tower that he got sent in is rolling.
Yes.
And he Buster Keatons through the window.
It's so good. It's so good.
Classic comedy.
Fun time. Great time. Oh, best to ever do it. And then, so Aladdin realizes the error of his ways. He apologizes to Abu, who's freezing to death.
Yep.
And he's like, we got to go back. We got to fix this. And so they fly back. Jafar has changed Jasmine into an outfit that, to me, screams, I think this is what other men think hot women dress like.
Yeah.
And it is the...
On ancient scrolls, I have seen pictures depicted of harems. I think this is what one will be.
I think I got it. It's in that pantheon of, like, Leia gold bikini nonsense.
It's 1-to-1.
So she is in chains. She's in a red version of her base costume that has, like, an extra little translucent, like, scarf element and this crown. I will say the ponytail, chef's kiss.
Yeah.
The part of him that's gay made sure that happened. Jasmine is obviously not thrilled with the current situation, and Jafar is like, you need to make Jasmine fall in love with me. And Genie's like, well, you see, there are some rules to what I can do. Jasmine overhears this argument. She sees that Aladdin is sneaking back into the castle. She pretends to be in love with Jafar. And to distract him so that Aladdin can effectively sneak into the castle, she kisses him on the mouth for a really long time.
It's so grody.
It's not amazing.
It's grody.
She did that one for the kingdom, okay?
Yeah.
The Kingdom Hearts. He turns into a giant snake for a bit. Jasmine gets trapped in a giant hourglass for a bit.
Magic. He did really wish to become the most powerful sorcerer, and like, he did get it.
He really did. And then Aladdin, cunning as he ever was, goes like, yeah, but like, you're a powerful sorcerer, but like, Genie's more powerful than you, and you can't have that. And the part of Jafar that's straight and toxic refuses to let another man-coded creature be more powerful than him,
right,
and wishes to become an all-powerful genie.
Wishes to have a bigger dick.
Bigger tail.
Yeah.
And so then, now that he is Genie rules stipulate. He also has a lamp, which is black because it's evil.
No, because he's an evil. It's a heartless lamp.
It's a heartless lamp. So true. Jafar has all this phenomenal cosmic power. Aladdin grabs the lamp, pulls him back into it, itty-bitty living space. Genie, baseball style, tosses the lamp into the desert. Iago is also trapped inside it as well. Yeah. And all is well in the kingdom, and Jasmine refuses to be arranged married because she loves Aladdin, and it doesn't matter that he's a commoner. She can marry whoever she wants because she's also a ruler of the kingdom and can make her own rules.
Yeah, she can write, she can persuade her father to rewrite laws.
100%. And then Aladdin, the good boy that he is, wishes for Genie's freedom. and the chains, he has these like gold bangle wrist things, and they disappear, and he's free, and he goes and flies and travels the world, and all is well in Agrabah. In the other movies, Genie comes back after a year of traveling because he misses his friends. Iago has a redemption arc and betrays Jafar. And then Aladdin gets to meet his biological father, an even hotter man somehow. They go on a quest to find the Hand of Midas, which is a magical golden thingy. They go to this really cool castle that drowns in the ocean. Cool time. Aladdin, adventure-y boy.
Yeah.
Great guy for Sora to interact with.
Yeah.
So Agrabah appears in a lot of the games. Chronologically, when does Agrabah first appear, Mischa? The answer might surprise you.
Well, a lot of the Disney worlds appear as projections from the Book of Prophecies in the Age of Fairy Tales.
Correct.
Yes!
Yep. So
Nailed
the first
it.
chronological appearance of Agrabah is in Kingdom Hearts Key.
Yeah! Nailed it.
Now, what's kind of interesting about Agrabah and a lot of the Disney worlds in general, I want to know so badly what the contract stipulations are for what they're allowed to do within the stories of these worlds.
Yeah.
Because what you end up having to do a lot of the time is retreading percentages of the plot of Disney movies.
Sometimes you'll do like the middle third of the Disney movie or...
Yeah, the middle third or whatever. So what's really crazy about Kingdom Hearts Key is it's just Aladdin, Abu, and a character who's basically a Heartless called the Wily Bandit.
Yeah. Yeah. Sick.
It's got a lot of like, he stole this from me. No, they stole it from us kind of vibes. So it's a lot of that. Player arrives and meets Aladdin, and there's all of this stuff about Abu being accused of stealing stuff, and then it turns out there's like a bunch of monkeys, and then they're looking for Abu.
Sure.
It's just shenanigans. Then what's crazy is Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, where they do the whole movie.
Oh, they do the whole Aladdin in Union Cross.
Whole movie.
Yeah.
They do the part where they're in the Arctic and stuff.
Right. Okay.
They do the whole shebang. And then what happens is the world falls into darkness, and then Agrabah like comes back. And so then when it appears in Dark Road, it's basically like abandoned.
Oh.
And the in-universe explanation is that the world is rebooting because the worlds that survive or come back after the collapse kind of have to reconfigure themselves.
Interesting. Yeah.
So
we haven't covered a lot about the time after Union Cross yet.
Right.
Man, I know we're just building hype for those Kingdom Hearts Key and Union Cross episodes, but like it's gonna be bangers.
So what that means from a meta-narrative perspective is none of the characters of Agrabah remember that they encountered Player.
Well, and also the way that Player is accessing these worlds in Key and Union Cross is that he's not, much like in Coded, you're not going to the real worlds, you're going to data versions of the world. In Kingdom Hearts Key and Union Cross, they're like memories projected from the future via this thing called the Book of Prophecies, which is a big deal.
Travel
It's, I mean, Key and Union Cross are all about this Book of Prophecies, and so it sort of projects a memory of the future.
Yes.
So it kind of makes sense that they wouldn't remember.
Yeah,
it's like
totally.
not real.
Totally, exactly. Hello. Thank you so much again for listening to Simple and Clean, a Kingdom Hearts podcast. I am Mayanna here once again to remind you that Simple and Clean has a Patreon. You can find us at Simple and Clean Patreon. You can sign up for the $5 final mix tier for ad-free versions of the episodes and the secret reports. What? That's right. We now have bonus content. I'm just like my podcast heroes, Michael Hobbs, and other people that he works with. Bonus content. You can listen to us talk about other games we like. You can listen to us talk about Dispatch, the game that I shipped. Woo! Additionally, if you want to buy Dispatch, you can do that on Steam and PS5. Tee-hee. As you all know by now, Simple and Clean is a member of the Multitude Podcast Collective, a collective of people doing podcasts about different things that they're passionate about, like American Medieval. American Medieval is a podcast about the Middle Ages, but with an American twist. Every week, Professor Matthew Gabriel is joined by an expert scholar to talk about either some bit of the medieval world itself or how Americans have, throughout our history, used the Middle Ages to say something about ourselves. If America has never been fully modern, it might be because we've always been a little bit medieval. Check out AmericanMedieval.com for more. New episodes are available every Wednesday. Look for them wherever fine podcasts can be found. Next to those podcasts, like on a lower shelf, is American Medieval. If you've ever played a Kingdom Hearts game, you know that some of those boss fights are really stressful. I'm talking like controller at the wall, heart rate a-pumping, looking up the Prima guides stressful. Which is why we're very hype, but like hype in a chill way, to be sponsored by Cornbread Hemp for this episode. Cornbread Hemp is a family-owned and crowd-funded CBD company based in Kentucky, which is where they grow all their products. Their line is flower-only full spectrum, which means there's no seeds or stems, and the majority of their products are vegan-friendly, including their CBD oils and gummies. If you're new to purchasing or you're just looking for something new to try, there's a really fun quiz on their website that can help you find the right products for your needs and your preferred way to take the edge off. Right now, if you use the code Simple and Clean at checkout, you get 25% off your order at cornbreadhemp.com. That's Simple and Clean at checkout for 25% off at cornbreadhemp.com. Happy vibing! So then we get into Kingdom Hearts proper. Now, what's interesting about Agrabah, given how successful this movie is, given how popular this movie was, given how, like, wide-spanning the movie is.
Given Jasmine's popularity even among the line of princesses. Like, maybe this is just when I was born, but like so many little girls wanted to be Jasmine.
She was the moment.
Yeah.
She's an icon and she's the moment. The Agrabah world in Kingdom Hearts 1 is pretty sparse. Similar situation, there's not a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's all kind of abandoned. You run into, the main characters. So you meet Jasmine, you meet Aladdin, you like rescue him from some Heartless. You meet Genie. Aladdin uses his first wish to get rid of some Heartless. Waste of a wish, if you ask me.
For a guy who was so clever about getting an extra wish out of him.
Yeah. I know. And also, if I was Aladdin and I was watching and sussing out the situation, I'm like, I think these guys got it.
Yeah.
I think they've got this under control. Jasmine gets captured by Jafar, who is working with the League of Evil Villains. Right. She gets put in a pot centipede Heartless. Yep. And she's like, Aladdin, help, Aladdin, help. And you're like trying to break all these jars and get her out. And then she's gone. Ooh, magic. And then you go to where the Cave of Wonders is and you fight the tiger head, which is being possessed by darkness. Yeah. And shoots laser beams at you. I remember when I was a kid, this fight was so hard.
You remember that part of Aladdin where the Cave of Wonders shoots laser beams out of his eyes at you?
Of course. My favorite
part of the movie.
It's right between Friend Like Me and Prince Ali Ababwa song.
That was the Cave of Wonders I want.
Yeah. So you stabilize the Cave of Wonders, you go inside. There's some like obstacle stuff. There's like a cute part where if you jump off the ledge of a side of the Cave of Wonders, you end up in this like watery pool section with the little monkeys holding the jewels. You get to the end and Jasmine's unconscious. Right. And Jafar has found the heart or like the keyhole to the world.
The keyhole.
And you roll up, you fight Jafar regular style, and then he turns into Genie version of Jafar, but he's inside the Cave of Wonders parts still. And you don't actually fight Genie Jafar, you fight Iago carrying his lamp around the battlefield while Genie Jafar throws fireballs at you. Fun. Yeah. Neat. You defeat him, you seal the keyhole, but Jasmine is gone.
Jasmine's gone.
Because Maleficent was also there with Jafar, so she's gone. Aladdin, devastated. very sad. You escape the crumbling Cave of Wonders on the magic carpet in like a section that demands to be longer than it is.
Yeah.
But fun that they got it in there. And Aladdin is sad, and Genie's like, well, you could wish for Jasmine to come back. And instead, Aladdin wishes for Genie's freedom, which is very sweet.
Very sweet.
And that's Kingdom Hearts 1.
Well, and then Genie decides in his freedom, he says, well, I can't just be free and explore because there's evil stuff happening. So, Sora, I'm going to come help you out.
Yeah, and so Genie becomes one of your summon spirits.
Yeah.
He's a great summon spirit. He's so fun.
He's great.
And that's kind of it for Agrabah and Kingdom Hearts 1. Cool Keyblade, fun time, and then Chain of Memories, which is, hey, remember?
As we said.
Remember?
Pretty much the same.
Yeah, exactly. Now, then we get Kingdom Hearts 358 2 Days.
Oh, okay.
Which is one of Roxas's first assignments is to surveil Agrabah.
Okay.
Now, the other thing to keep in mind about Kingdom Hearts 358/2 Days is it's canonically happening before / in tandem with the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2. So things that happen in Kingdom Hearts 2 have to line up with things around the same chronology that happened in 358/2 Days.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So Roxas's first kind of New World mission is to go to Agrabah. He's dispatched with Zigbar.
Okay.
And they investigate the city.
Interesting. So one of his first missions, and he's overseen by Zigbar, number 2 of the organization, who has like his own very lengthy secret backstory and plot that travels far longer than the games that you might think.
Correct.
Interesting.
I know. But I think it's also like if you have a new little guy on your team, you probably want him to be with one of the more seasoned like guys on the squad to make sure you do it correctly.
Absolutely. Sorry, I am just so primed to like notice details about Zigbar now because I'm prepping his episode later.
Fair enough.
And there's a lot there.
100%. So they investigate Agrabah and they notice that there's like shops that are damaged and like some stuff that's kind of not great. Now again, Aladdin has already met Sora and the team by this point. While they're investigating, they understand that there's been like some weird sandstorms that have been happening, and Aladdin and Jasmine are kind of like trying to figure out how to fix the town.
Sure. Classic desert level stuff.
Yes.
Not necessarily Aladdin specific, but classic desert level stuff in a video game.
Yes, exactly. And so like Aladdin has sort of taken it upon himself to feel very responsible in making sure that he can kind of help with the upkeep of Agrabah. Jasmine's worried he's kind of working himself too hard. But like Aladdin, I know.
That's so funny.
I know. It's funny. Zigbar decides that there's no need to investigate the palace. Now that sounds like a scope issue.
We're good.
Yeah. It's interesting. So as Roxas is sort of walking around Agrabah, he gets visions of like a girl who with blonde hair and also like a boy with red clothes. And he feels like the places that he's standing in are places that somebody else very similar to him has stood in before. Later, he returns there with Axel, where he gets like the Sora memory. And so they return here a lot. Then they bring Xion there and they investigate the Cave of Wonders.
Gotta take your girly friend jewelry shopping.
You gotta take your girly friend jewelry shopping. Totally normal, friendly stuff.
Yeah.
So Agrabah definitely like has a big presence in 358.
Cool.
And then we get into Kingdom Hearts 2. Now the reason why I brought up the side movies is because Kingdom Hearts 2 is kind of lightly doing the Return of Jafar.
Sort of.
It's
barely.
doing the Iago redemption arc specifically.
Yes.
So Iago wants to apologize for being mean to Aladdin and Jasmine.
And like, thanks.
And yeah. And also like he escaped the Jafar lamp. Jasmine's there, Sora sees her, and she's so excited to see them. And oh my God, my friends are back. And they're like, how are you doing? She's like, good, except Aladdin's kind of like stressed out. It's kind of interesting the way that they set it up. Jasmine is like, he just leaves for days at a time, and I'm just so worried about him. And then you run into Aladdin, he's like, oh yeah, just like I've been busy, I've just been busy.
And those two things together, those two pieces of dialogue, Aladdin's definitely having an affair.
Uh-huh.
He's definitely got a side piece somewhere.
100%. Now, granted, there's no female characters, really. It's funny. There was a weird thing that I saw a little YouTube short about, which is if you seal the Agrabah keyhole in Kingdom Hearts 1 and you don't immediately leave the Agrabah world, if you go back to the town, there's like 3 NPCs running shops and stuff.
Okay.
And then if you leave and come back, they're just gone again.
Yeah. Okay. You've now brought this up, so I want to talk about it.
Please.
Agrabah is so empty.
Super empty.
As a level.
Super empty. One of the most desolate of any of them.
And isn't there a line in one of these games where Aladdin's like, man, the city of Agrabah, always bustling.
Yeah.
And then they just show like panning establishing shots of the rest of the city. And as he's saying it, there's no one in it.
Yep. They add in Kingdom Hearts 2 the shopkeep character from the Aladdin opening sequence.
Right, the one also played by Robin Williams.
The one also played by Robin Williams, but canonically, at least in the realm of Kingdom Hearts, is not the genie.
Right. Now, there are some like cool fan theories that have come out on the internet since Aladdin's been out that like that guy is also the genie and he's narrating the
makes
thing.
Makes perfect sense that it would be the genie.
100%. Kingdom Hearts takes a very...
That is not the genie's approach.
Yeah, their stance is that those are two separate guys.
Two different guys. Which is interesting that they would let them get away with something like that versus some other things that they don't get away with.
I guess Disney just didn't care enough about it.
The other thing is Agrabah, it's interesting. So Kingdom Hearts 2 overall, its approach to Agrabah is, we are so sorry, here's all the Agrabah. Here it is.
Yeah.
We are so sorry we didn't give it to you in the first game for whatever reason they couldn't.
Big maps, stalls everywhere, so many nooks and crannies and crevices.
So much bigger. Still not any really NPCs to talk to.
No, but like twice as many treasures as other worlds.
So much bigger. Yeah, so, Iago's trying to make things up to whatever. Aladdin, it is so affair-coded. But it's just, he's like, I love the city. I ran into you. Like, that doesn't happen just anywhere. I think it's like Aladdin is bored living in the castle.
Yeah.
Because nothing really happens there, which is Jasmine of all people should understand that.
Yeah, right.
So they go on some fetch quest stuff. What's interesting about Kingdom Hearts 2 Agrabah is you explicitly have two phases of it. You leave and then you come back and there's like way more stuff. Mm-hmm. So the first section ends with they found Jafar's lamp again. The shopkeep guy has it.
Right.
And they're like, you can't have that. That's dangerous.
All right. And he says, I'll give it to you if you give me something cool from the Cave of Wonders.
Exactly. So they go back to the Cave of Wonders. They get this beautiful, crazy gem thing. They do this thing called like the Gauntlet of Challenges.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of little mini game challenges in there.
I will also say they completely redesigned the map of the Cave of Wonders. I think for the better. I think it's really cool. So they do the Cave of Wonders, you do the Gauntlet of Challenges, you fight a bunch of Heartless, as you do.
Classic. There's some Heartless in the Cave of Wonders that are kind of like the only enemies that'll give you particular item that you need for quests later.
That's so
like,
smart.
I have a lot of memories of just like rerunning the Cave of Wonders. Yeah, farming the Cave of Wonders in Kingdom Hearts 2.
I had no idea. That's so funny though. And so they go down there, they get the thing, and they get out and they they throw the lamp in like a box. No one will ever find it. Pete also follows them into the Cave of Wonders and he's causing some shenanigans.
Yeah.
So you resolve that and you're like, great, done. And also there's this convention in Kingdom Hearts 2, which is like in order to seal the worlds again, there's like an item that will be like important.
Yeah, it like reopens the roads between worlds so you can get from one to the next after having sealed them before.
And so the item in this case is the big, like, giant ruby that Abu really wanted to steal.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, and in Kingdom Hearts 2, it's Donald who has that moment.
Donald's obsessed with it. They both are.
Oh, they both fight over it.
They both fight over
funny.
it. It's so funny. And so you're like, cool, great, done. And then the Jafar lamp returns.
Yep.
And you have to go back. And you get what I think was something that we deserved, which is magic carpet ride akimbo.
Yes.
So much magic carpet everywhere time.
There's like a time trial where you're fighting and you're like Sora's standing on the magic carpet and he's got it's almost like a gummy ship mission where he's got to like bat away.
Very similar construction, I would say.
Yeah.
You have to go to this like recently sort of unearthed magical drowned city, which like creates so many interesting implications.
Yeah, there's like a second other city that's buried in sand. Almost
and,
like Journey.
Yeah, like Genie like snaps his fingers because there's one of these sandstorms. off in the distance, and it removes it, and there's this magical like buried city with this weird ominous tower. And so Sora goes down there. What's interesting about this is Sora goes down there essentially by himself until he can kind of make landfall on the tower and bring everybody else over. And like
Sora doing like semaphore with flags on top of the tower.
Exactly. And so you have to do all these little challenges to kind of like stabilize this magical tower, and there's this like spectral illusion version of Jafar, and then Iago apologizes because he was extorted by Jafar to distract Sora and the gang so that Jafar could take over Agrabah.
And none of us ever saw that coming, Iago.
I know.
None of us ever.
Nobody suspects a thing. So you go back to Agrabah, and you get what I would say is the Jafar proper boss fight.
Yeah.
You're in the sky. You're like thousands of feet in the air. Like you look down and the city is small.
Yeah.
You're up there, and you're up there alone. One of the interesting things that Kingdom Hearts 2 does a lot is there will be sections where you are just fighting by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's also mechanically difficult because a lot of the extra moves that Kingdom Hearts 2 gives you relies on like
having party members.
Consuming one of your party members to activate the ability. So when they take those away, you also lose all of those moves.
Which is a huge bummer. So you're fighting, you're raw dog in that fight with Jafar. It's really fun though.
It took me forever.
It's a chonky one.
And this is before I like became an adult and played these games. But like when I was a kid, the first time I was playing it, I didn't know that you could end a fight with anything other than the final hit of a combo. You know, like when you're fighting bosses, you have to end it with like the final hit of a melee combo or a magic spell. I didn't know about the magic spell part. And that's one of the ones you can do for a distance. And so not knowing that, trying to make it happen with a melee combo in that fight took me like, I remember him being on the last iota of health for like half an hour.
100%. That one in particular is really hard.
Yeah.
And it's at a point in the game where you're getting a good amount of stuff, but you're still kind of midway through. It's hard. And your like quick time triangle thing is you grab his tail and like spin him around.
Yeah, but it's not clear what you're supposed to do after that.
Yeah, he gets dizzy and you're supposed to hit him in the head. It's like you hit him in the gut a bunch, you spin him around, and then you hit him in the head. Yeah, but you're on the carpet, and I think that's cool.
Yeah.
And then the last appearance is encoded.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's Data Sora and Real World Pete. And
a real Pete goes into the data scape.
Yeah. And you know, again, it's still very it's kind of Chain of Memories vibes again. But what's interesting is that's kind of the last time Agrabah appears in Kingdom Hearts games. It does not appear in 3.
Yeah.
It appears in Melody of Memory, but like all of the songs, you know, that kind of stuff. So the question that I have, and I think I already know the answer, is like, for such a popular movie that appeared in so many of the other Kingdom Hearts games, why not have it in 3? And I think it's because there were just more properties to cover for the first time, and Agrabah had been very much covered.
It had been very much covered. There wasn't a lot left to cover. Yeah, there were a lot of other things to cover in Kingdom Hearts 3. I also feel like Kingdom Hearts 3 like didn't have a lot of worlds compared to the other games.
I agree. It doesn't feel like it did.
Yeah, it only has like 8 or 9, where the other games have like 12 or something.
I feel like Kingdom Hearts 2 as a game, and we'll talk about this more in the Kingdom Hearts 2 episode, but I feel like it delivers and maximizes on everything it can in a way that the other Kingdom Hearts games either couldn't because of scope or couldn't for other reasons.
I would love to know what those other reasons are, especially for Kingdom Hearts 3, because they had so much time and so much more processing power. And another thing, one last reason they might not have put Agrabah in Kingdom Hearts 3 is, like I said, they sort of tend to use Agrabah as a stand-in for the desert level.
Yeah.
And the desert level in Kingdom Hearts 3 is the Keyblade Graveyard, which is huge. Like, the entire climax happens there.
Yeah,
and so I feel
it's like very red and rocky.
Yeah, so I feel like the aesthetic was similar, and they didn't want to overlap.
I could see that. I think it's partially also because they had... So again, Disney and their approvals process takes just a really long time.
Yeah.
And so I could see a world where, one, they've got much more lucrative, much more modern current properties to be working with. 2, properties that started out as CG
Right.
So they didn't have to work on...
They could import rigs and what have you.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that Agrabah and the Aladdin art style translates well to like Kingdom Hearts 2 graphics. I don't know how well it would translate, but then Hercules also looked good. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's just they covered a lot of ground, and I think that by the time Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, there were just other things they wanted to do. But it's just surprising how Olympus Coliseum, which I guess has more thematic connection with Final Fantasy worlds, made the cut, but Agrabah didn't, for how heavily it's represented for the majority of the series.
Yeah.
It's one of the ones that's covered a lot.
Yes. In the same way that they sort of like leave the Princesses of Heart behind.
Yeah.
It sort of feels like they leave Agrabah behind because they were just like, I
think
don't
we
know
got
what else to do with this one.
Well, that, and also like, as I was looking through all of the appearances, it's like they keep just mostly rehashing the plot or plot points from the first Aladdin movie.
Right.
There are 2 other movies and an animated series. There's a lot of Aladdin content and a lot of Aladdin villains and a lot of Aladdin stuff that there's also an Aladdin Hercules animated series crossover episode.
That's right.
It is my understanding, I think, that when it comes to things like the mainline movies versus the straight to DVD movies, Disney seems to have almost like a self-consciousness about them.
Yeah, it seems like they treat them with like a different level of canonicity.
And also, like, some of those studios, they outsourced a lot of the animation to third-party studios or third-party, like, countries and stuff.
Or
like,
even just like an internal studio that they had at Disney that only did those, and like the reputation of it was that like it wasn't as good.
Right. Well, and what's interesting is the critical reception of Return of Jafar was bad.
Yeah.
And King of Thieves was slightly better than Return of Jafar, but still not amazing. And it's interesting because both of those sold incredibly well. Like, I think the Return of Jafar VHS made something like $300 million.
Yeah.
Which is like the equivalent of like $650 million in today's money.
So that's so interesting. So even to the movies, even to the franchise itself, Aladdin is this property where the first one was so incredible, and then the people making it couldn't really decide what else to do.
I think the biggest thing is when you see these straight to DVD or like straight to VHS sequels, the animation obviously is not as, sophisticated. Mm-hmm. They're working with a different team. They're working with different resources. They're working with less money.
Yeah, the colors are simpler.
It's a TV
animation,
show.
Yeah.
It's TV show versus the shading and detail. And
now we have to specify, because these days, like, the line between prestige TV and film is
it's flat. But back in the day, it was so different. I mean, there's also that meme, which is like an animated series, and it's like Peter Griffin's face, and then it's like the movie, and it's like Peter Griffin's face, but
with
there's like
shadows
shading.
and stuff,
yeah, exactly. But like on some level, that is part of what you're talking about. You're spending more time making every single frame really crisp.
Yeah. Versus
TV budget, you've got to just maximize what your resources are and be as efficient as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's interesting, but yeah, overall, what are your thoughts on Agrabah and its presence in the Kingdom Hearts games?
Yeah, I wish there was more. Like, it's so much promise, and there's a lot of really cool stuff. The flying carpet mission in Kingdom Hearts 2 is great.
They really did a good job with that.
Cave of Wonders, both games, Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, great.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the part that I would have wanted in future things, where like Olympus Coliseum comes back as the place where you do the fight tournaments. Agrabah could have been the place where you do like logic puzzles with magic.
Okay.
And and like having repeated reasons to go back into the Cave of Wonders and find new crevices of it for different things in the game could have been a way to make it relevant.
Great segue into If I Ran the Zoo.
If I ran the zoo, I definitely would make the Cave of Wonders a repeating location the same way that Olympus Coliseum is a repeating location.
That's so fun. I love that.
I would have loved to see what Jasmine's life post having to only ever stay in the palace was like in a world and a story based on creating new human connections.
Yeah.
I really Aladdin's such a good movie. And that's another thing. Part of the reason Aladdin's so great is because of Genie. And Genie as a summon in Kingdom Hearts, always great. Genie's the best summon in Kingdom Hearts 2.
And in Kingdom Hearts 2, he's dressed like Sora.
He's dressed like Sora, and his moves are Genie changing into the different drive forms and having different moves.
So good.
So clever.
So clever.
So, yeah, there's like all of those elements there, and the room in those elements that exists outside of Kingdom Hearts 2, like room for more. And because Kingdom Hearts is such a mammoth behemoth of like, we're balancing 15 different Disney movies in one game.
It's so big. Kingdom Hearts 2 is a massive game.
Like if they had just had a team dedicated to the Aladdin level, they could have filled it out to its potential.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's so much open space for potential that they just like don't do enough.
But I don't want to discount the massive leap between Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2. I think like Kingdom Hearts 2's Agrabah, while there's still left to be more, there was a lot that they did.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
They, for that one, the logical step to me might have been like, take the size of the Kingdom Hearts 1 Agrabah, fill it out completely and expand from there.
Yeah.
I feel like they expanded and forgot to fill the whole thing.
I agree with that completely. And it's a bummer too, because like Kingdom Hearts 3, what's so notable about Kingdom Hearts 3 is that there are populated cities.
Yeah, whenever you go to a town, like especially
there's people walking around,
like especially that town square in
Twilight Town.
Well, Tangled Land is what I'm saying.
Tangled Land,
like,
yeah.
That you go to that town square and there's that like dancing mini game.
Oh, it's so good.
And like there's just people around. When you go to the Caribbean in Kingdom Hearts 3, there's so many people in that little
populated
village. Yeah, like to see them do that with Agrabah would have been great, and they just didn't do it.
I know. The things that I would have wanted, overall, my design philosophy with Kingdom Hearts would have been, I want a little bit of all the things. So like instead of Atlantica being the only world that gets a rhythm game, I would want a little bit of rhythm game in all the worlds, because all these movies have music in them.
Right.
So I would have really loved Friend Like Me rhythm game, Prince Alia Babwa rhythm game. A whole new world rhythm game.
Well, can I tell you about this wonderful game? It's called Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory.
I know, but that's not what I'm talking about.
Right.
I also, Kingdom Hearts 2 had a really fun convention of these specific sort of mission-based Heartless encounters.
Yeah.
I really wanted Prince Alia Babwa going through the town square, Sora, Donald, and Goofy bodyguard style.
And they have to defend the parade from
As Heartless are attacking.
That's a good one.
I really wanted that one. I know they couldn't, but I really would have liked for them to go to that weird Midas castle from King of Thieves. I almost said like Aladdin 3.
I'm so glad you remember specific plot points from Aladdin and the King of Thieves.
Of Midas. I just also remember it like drowns back into the ocean. And like that would have been another really cool like place to do escape stuff.
There's also, it occurs to me, a lot of Final Fantasy games that take place in desert landscapes.
And Final Fantasy is very notably not present at all in any real Agrabah stuff.
And I know this is not a Nomura joint, so it might not have been as included, but like I feel like Agrabah would have been a pretty cool place to put some Final Fantasy 12 characters.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. They might have come out around the same time. What's interesting about Final Fantasy 12 is it's set specifically in Ivalice, which is where like the tactics games take place. And they have their kind of own like meta that's like separate from other Final Fantasy game meta.
Yeah.
So I wonder if maybe that's also part of the reason, because I don't think any Final Fantasy 12 characters appear in Kingdom Hearts at any point.
No.
Which is a
It's
bummer.
mostly 7, 8, and 10, a couple people from 9.
And 10 too.
And 6 a little. There's like a couple guys from 6.
Yeah.
But I mean, we'll talk about this later, I suppose.
Yeah.
In Kingdom Hearts 3, I was fully expecting Lightning to be in it, and she's not in it.
It's interesting where they draw the line, but I think Vaughn and Penelo would have made so much, and also Vaughn is Aladdin,
Right, that's what I mean. They're like, they could have been friends.
They have like the same clothes.
Yeah.
They have the same vibes. Penelo is very Jasmine coded, like especially in her. There's like a 12 sequel where she's literally in big poofy pants, little crop top.
Asha also a little bit Jasmine coded, that like she just wants to escape the palace.
So true.
Yeah. So like that's another. If I ran this you, I might have put some Final Fantasy 12 into Agrabah.
That's really smart. and also Riku from Final Fantasy X.
Right.
She's from the Al Bhed.
Yes.
The Al Bhed, which are the desert scavengers.
Right.
So interesting.
Yeah, and Riku's even in another place anyway.
She's in too as a little fairy, which no notes.
So in the end, like, what's the review on Aladdin in Kingdom Hearts?
The review on Aladdin is diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
There is a lot of really fun stuff going on in there, but I think that for as much as there is, we'll always want more.
Yeah.
I think, which, speaks to, I think, Aladdin as this iconic Disney film. It is probably one of the best Disney films, period.
Yeah. Supremely rewatchable.
Incredible score. Howard Ashman, R.I.P. Alan Menken, hang in there.
Yeah.
And obviously there are conversations to be had about the cultural implications, but I think that like Aladdin as a thing, all of the main characters, all of the beloved characters, with the exception of Genie, are people of color. They are unfortunately voiced by white people, which is frustrating.
That's just how Disney was making them in the 90s.
That's how they were doing them in the 90s. Matthew Broderick plays Simba, which But I would say Aladdin is a really fun, lovely film. And is it a historical documentary? Absolutely not. Nope. Is it the most respectful representation in the world? No. But I think that, and maybe that's part of it. Maybe that's part of why it's not in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Because culture moved along.
Like Kingdom Hearts 2, we were still kind of in that vibe where we were like, for sure. But I think like good, necessary conversations were happening probably by the time Kingdom Hearts 3 was in development.
Yeah.
And maybe we have moved past that. And maybe the conversations and the acknowledgement of what that film means changed. Mm-hmm. And now we have other movies that are rife with less baggage, at least around like what representation.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what baggage from them arises when people write think pieces in the 2040s.
Yeah. Oh,
we'll
yeah. 100%. I mean, but that's what's amazing and beautiful about how we've evolved and how we can look back. Because it's like, I don't look back at Aladdin with malice. Mm-hmm. I look back at it as an artifact of a time, right?
Yes.
But also a beautiful film with like really lovely characters and beautiful music and a feat and feast for the eyes in terms of animation and an unforgettable performance by a comedy icon.
Yeah.
So it's complicated. There's multitudes in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I would say Agrabah, great world. I think it just occurred to me. I think I get why we moved on. And I think that that's okay. And a good thing even. Yeah,
it definitely served its purpose. It gave Jasmine to this lovely story.
Yeah.
And by extension, Aladdin. But we're ready for new worlds as we move along.
Yeah. Thank you so much for listening to Simple and Clean, a Kingdom Hearts podcast. What an interesting, reflective note to end on. But you know what? That's maturity, I would say.
That's growth.
That's growth. We grew over the course of this time that we recorded the podcast. If you like what you're hearing or you have thoughts on Agrabah or anything else, please let us know. You can leave a comment on the podcast. You can leave us a review. You can hit us up on Instagram. We get such lovely DMs that make me so, so happy. They make us so, so happy. Yeah. We are on the socials. We are on Instagram. We're on Blue Sky. We're on Patreon. We're Simple and Clean Pod on Patreon. If you sign up for the $5 tier, you can get ad-free versions of the episodes. You can talk to us and interact with us, leave us little comments on things. Also, we might have some additional bonus content on there for you.
We're cooking.
Mysterious. But in the meantime, happy holidays. We're moving into that season, so drink water, be kind to yourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, and watch a Disney movie. Watch a Disney
what else
movie
are you
that makes
doing
you smile.
what else are you doing with your little cousins at Thanksgiving?
Exactly. And as always, may your heart be your guiding key.
Turkey, because it's Thanksgiving.
Oh, and as always, may your heart be your guiding turkey. Gobble, gobble.
Stupid.